What I'm going to do is draw a curtain wall on level 1 of the project. I can switch to the section view and you'll see that what I'll be doing is drawing it down in this area here. And what I want to show is the first style that's available. So under walls, if I look at the 3 styles that are in the project, the one that I'm after is the one called curtain wall 1. And this is if you look at the properties, you'll see this is a kind of undefined style. It's the one that lets you create spacing for the grids with you making the choices, really applying overrides on what the spacing is, what the curtain panel is, what the mullions are, because there's nothing set up in the style, it's empty. Notice also that the automatic embed box is not checked, which means that at the moment I couldn't draw that inside another wall. So everything here is empty, there's no data, and what I'm able to do is now create my curtain wall. So I'm going to draw it from bottom to top. Here, I'll put in just the one section, one segment of the wall so you can see it. If I pick the wall here, you'll see that it's on level 1, it's 20 feet high. Let's just make that 9 feet high. And then let's go to my section so I can actually look straight at the curtain wall. So here it is at the bottom. So the point that I want to make here is that this is really at the moment like a sheet of glass, and I can go and divide it up. Let me pick it, and what I'm going to do is say isolate it so that I have nothing else on my view. It makes it clearer what I'm doing, and also avoids me having to makes it easier for me to select geometry. So looking at that curtain wall, if I go back to the architecture tab, I can actually go and decide where I want grids to be. You notice that when I come in, so I picked here, I picked curtain grid, and what I'm able to do is actually like specify what the spacing would be. And you notice that these are overrides in the sense that the spacing doesn't need to be regular, right? So for example, I could place them and adjust the size to control what I'm doing, and I can do that both horizontally and vertically. So you see that what I can be doing is coming in here and saying set the height at whatever height I want to set it at. Let's say 7'6". Okay, so my spacing is as I want it to be. I can then go and I can put mullions in, and I've got the list of the mullions that are in my project. So I've got a choice. I'm going to just go with the 2.5 by 5, and I'm going to put some on the edge, on the top, and on the bottom. And I'll put one more in, which is just running along here. So what I want to show at the moment is that if I looked at this, let's say shaded, what I've got is sheets of glass and mullions that are in my project. Now I want to work further with this. I'll keep the shading turned on, and I'll pick some more mullions and put them in here. What I can do is I can use the tab key to make a selection in the curtain wall. The tab's necessary because you notice if I position it, it says curtain wall 1. If I hit the tab key, it then finds the mullion. If I hit the tab key again, and I'm close to the panel, let me move the cursor a little bit up. So if I do tab, I got the whole curtain wall. Tab again, I've got the glazing panel. It's a little hard to see, but it's blue on blue. But hit tab again, I can cycle through there. I've got the mullion. So if I pick the mullion and then I hit the delete key, You see I'm actually taking it out. So the behavior that you see in the panels is that they expand to fill the panel that's left. One thing to note is that you'll get an error message temporarily if that panel is not a rectangle or a square. In other words, if it were some shape where maybe there was a mullion here and then down, you had that kind of shape, because it's really just expanding the panel to fit whatever space is there. So if I want to put a wall, if I want to put a door in here, if I go to doors and I say load family and I go to the door folder, I only have 3 different curtain wall styles for doors. Sort of curtain wall, double glass, single glass, and storefront, and I can bring them in. So unlike a typical door, curtain wall doors are really just panels that expand to fill the space that's available to them. So if I were to now select the panel, I'm tabbing until I find the panel. In here I can now go up and say, well, I don't want system panel glazed, but I want to pick on, I'm choosing curtain wall single glass like this, so you can see I can put a door in there. And if I flip to my top level, you'd see that I've got a panel with a curtain panel door in it. That's the first type of curtain wall. Notice that if I look at the curtain wall here and I look at its type, it still overrides that I've got. So the style itself doesn't have these settings in it. These were manual overrides that I was applying to a curtain wall that initially is just a sheet of glass.